So what even is a non-stop nomad? Well, in one sense, it's a social media challenge. And I'm kind of doing this retrospectively. This is the first video I'm making actually talking about what's been going on and what this challenge is. And there's a good reason for that. The reason for that is that a big part of this challenge has been making a 60-second video every single day, recording what's been going on, recording the process to then be posted on social media. So let's start with that. So over here on YouTube, we've just surpassed 500 subscribers, which is incredible. Thank you guys. And we've had a video hit 3,000 views on a full-length video, the one about the Bentley, which you may have seen. Again, 100 days ago, starting at 0. And overall views are about 150,000, which in the age of shorts and reels, etc., is a little bit embarrassing. But if we look to Instagram, we're doing a lot stronger over there. So over on Instagram, we've actually had almost that level of views on one video. We've had a few go quite viral here, and here. This one hit around, I think it's around 125,000 on one video, which is incredible. At the gym as well, on my first day of going to the gym and working out, I was using resistance bands, the lightest possible weight like this, and I could barely stretch my chest apart. Can now lift like 100 kilograms on my chest. And I've been practicing poses like this because I've been making a short video, sort of before and after video just on the physical side, like the working out side. And then this video here is to talk about everything else, the experience as a whole. So you're probably thinking, right, you've had a few views, you've went to the gym, what's actually going on? So this challenge is about changing your life and saving it potentially, and it revolves around reading the Bible every morning, one verse a day, and then putting what you've learned into practice throughout the day and incorporating it into your life. And it's not just a verse, it's also on the Bible app. It's called YouVersion. It's on the App Store. It's actually just hit 1 billion downloads, which is crazy. And it's the verse, and then it's also a bit of text that's sort of explaining the verse and explaining how you can apply it to your life. And then there's a 1 to 2 minute video from anyone, a huge variety of people that will then explain it in a lot of detail about, again, how you can apply it in your life. And there's been people like Lecrae, Christine Kane, Bear Grylls was on it the other day. It's class. So they'll sort of explain that. And particularly in the current society we live in, this modern era where a lot of you at home, probably all of you, and me included, when we first wake up, we'll shove a phone in front of our face. And when you first awaken in the morning, you're in a very sort of suggestible state, and the things that you put into your mind will really affect you throughout the day. And at the moment, myself included, like I say, a lot of us are doing that, going straight onto social media. And social media is owned by ad companies. Ad companies' only objective is profit. They do not care about you. So they'll be sort of just putting in information, almost programming you in a sense, in a way that benefits them and their profits, nothing to do with you. So replacing that with God's word and then living that throughout the day, honestly, I promise you, it's a night and day difference. So it's been an incredible challenge, and then just doing that, just reading the Bible every morning will give you the drive and energy to go out and do loads of crazy stuff. And if you're me, that includes a bit of everything. So for me personally, I've been doing, there's no strict rules, but I've been doing a sort of hour of working on a side project, side hustle, side business, which has now become almost my full-time thing now. An hour of working out at the gym, weight training, an hour of cardio, and an hour of stretching / calisthenics. I started with stretching and then moved on to calisthenics as I got a bit stronger. So that's what I've been doing. And I mean, just to give an example of how transformative it's been, let's have a look at this comment here. So this is a comment I got on around day 70. Now at that point, I didn't feel anywhere near done. I was still had a month left to go. I barely even felt like I was getting going, really. And I got this comment here from a guy saying that I'm 1, a fake Christian, and 2, I'm prideful and I love myself and I only care about my body, and which was hilarious to me, which I'll explain. So this was after, like I said, 70 days in of literally just reading my Bible and living good. And it got to a point where I was looking like this. And to be fair to the guy, it was a bit of a posy video. Like I was wearing fine linen on a 51-foot yacht with like a sort of verse and then like some text over the video. So it was a little bit posy. But the thing is, in the current day and age we live in, it can be intimidating to post Bible verses, especially depending where you live, in Scotland and the UK particularly, which is quite sad. So yeah, I was a bit posy, but I was trying to get a message across, really. And I mean, to me, it was just hilarious. I mean, if you look at this guy, he was like a 30, 40-year-old personal trainer saying that I'm prideful about my body. And I was like 70 days in of just reading the Bible and living good, and I got to looking to a point where someone like that is saying I look prideful. It's crazy. So yeah, but since then it's been all positivity, all love. Like, I mean, for example, now as I've got better at sort of sharing this message and making videos in general, I mean, I've been getting a lot more positive comments. I actually got one to relate to that, him being a personal trainer. I got actually one from another personal trainer here who was saying that I personally was motivating him, which I found incredible. Could barely motivate myself just like a few weeks before then. So it's all been brilliant since then. I've really sort of been getting into the routine of making videos, working this all out. It's been great, incredible. and to talk about another experience. So whilst I've been over here, and like I say, right back at the start, I was working a corporate job remotely, living in my living room, never going out at night, because after a day of stress at that job, I had no energy to go out and do anything. So I was pretty much just living in my living room. Not a good life to be living. And now I'm out in America. I'm gleaming insights from my aunt's 8-figure property business. I've got plans to go to Thailand after this, which I'll discuss at the end of the video. And it's really been transformative. So just to give an example, 2 weekends ago, I was out for a day sail, or a 4-day sail it turned out to be, on my aunt's friend's yacht. We went up to Maine, the States, which is a beautiful place, beautiful people. Like, honestly, I'd recommend going there. And we were just kind of sailing through like proper sailors. We were showing up to places and just going like, yo, where is this? Like, where are we? And going to restaurants and having fun. And then on the way home, we needed to get back down to the car, which was about a 2-hour drive away. So we tried to get an Uber, no Ubers, obviously. We went into a shop and asked a woman, excuse me, like, can we get a taxi home? And she just laughed at us. She was like, what are you talking about? This is the middle of nowhere. She then said, would you be willing to pay petrol money? And we were like, yeah, of course. And then just out of nowhere, out of the blue, when she was busy at her day at work, she was like, oh, I'll take you. So lovely woman. She turns out to be like a grandmother, a mother, a real pillar of that small community. It was lovely to see. And as we were driving down, the gentleman I was with, my aunt's friend, he was kind of making jokes and talking about sad things in the news and just jokes, etc. And she was kind of brushing it off. And I could tell she wasn't too happy. And at the end of the drive, she actually prayed for him. She took his hand and essentially prayed that, God, please essentially sort this guy out. And then she turned around to me to do the same, to take my hand. And she saw, I guess, the cross around my neck and the smile on my face as I was saying thank you. And she was like, oh, you've already got it. All good. And then just drove off like, bye guys, see you later. And I was just like, wow. And then there was another thing she said that at the time I thought was crazy, but I've been thinking on it a few times over the week since that happened, where she was said that, like, he was telling her these depressing things in the news and all this negativity, and she was just saying, I can't even hear you. I only let good things into my mind. And at the time I was like, that sounds a bit crazy. But as I've thought about it, that's such a great way to be, because you can't think about the negative. If it's like that example, if you try and not think about a purple elephant, all you're going to do is think about a purple elephant. You can't think the negative. You can't not think about something. So you can't not think about bad things. But if you just focus on thinking about good things, you can, because it's not a void. It's like on a kind of neurochemical level. That's just the way the brain works. So if you only focus on good things, the negative things just fade away. So anyway, that just kind of stuck with me for the week since that experience. So let's just give a kind of quick roundup of what's been going on. So like I say, when I first started, I was back working a corporate job in my living room. I'm now out here gleaming insights from my aunt's 8-figure property business. And as I only realized recently that this was actually during the challenge, but as I was leaving my corporate job, I wrote what turned out to be a 10,000 word report on all the issues I saw with that company, just this pure energy I have now. And it was a real business report. I've got the training and experience to write business reports from my 2 degrees. The second was a master's from the University of St Andrews. And I wrote this report, sent it to senior management, and I've actually heard back through my friends that still work there that senior management are looking to fly me out to Virginia to go and talk about it. It's incredible. And just speaking on this St Andrews point, actually, my dissertation was actually quite profound. It came up with some findings that can, like on a psychological level, it uses the theory of planned behaviour, which we found could actually explain on a psychological level why people that want to start businesses don't do it. So I've been making some initial YouTube videos on here, but I'm also in the process with my lecturer of getting that published in the European Journal of Management. Which at the time I just kind of shrugged off that idea, but now again these dreams are coming back to life. It's amazing. So I'm getting right into that, working on that. It's been incredible. It's been such a journey, and then yeah. So looking forward, I'm planning on going out to Thailand. But I was at a dinner party the other night, and a gentleman asked me, so what's after Thailand? And that's when I realised, like, my own answer actually caught me off guard. I said, undetermined, and that is just brilliant. That is just pure freedom, having no set plans. So the rough idea is to move out to Thailand and continue to work on content videos. And like, again, 100 days ago we had 0 subscribers. I had no experience in this. The only experience I had in making content, making videos, was my YouTube videos back when I was a kid on a BMX. And I look back on them, I'd spend weeks and months making these BMX edits, which would then get no views. Like maybe 50 people would watch them, And then if you told that guy now that we've got 500 subscribers and some of my videos are getting tens, hundreds of thousands of views, like, he'd piss himself crying, that little guy. So it's incredible. These just dreams coming back to life. It's brilliant. So like I say, looking to go out to Thailand. I've got a friend out there that's working on sort of personal brand and coaching and stuff. So I'm looking to go out and meet him out there in Thailand, continue to build this brand, this channel on YouTube, and work on my own property business. That's another thing. In the process of these 100 days, I've been starting and building a property business, which is 6 rental units back in Scotland being ran remotely from here. So the plan is to continue that, grow that. We've got a plan that my aunt's actually going to sell me half of her penthouse flat in Glasgow, which is another huge plan. So if she sells me half of that, that will then go into my property portfolio, which I'm looking to then work on building whilst building this brand out in Thailand. There's huge things, and I'll try and wrap it up here because there's a lot more to come in the future. But I mean, just to give you an idea, I'd like to talk about my previous job, but I can't actually do that because I signed an NDA. So in going forward and doing more videos, I'm going to try and work out what, if anything, I can say about that job, but I'm not sure I'll actually be able to say anything about it just due to the clientele we dealt with. It's probably all I can say. So very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. And I mean, there's been a lot of change. Like I said, this video is to kind of summarize the whole transformation experience from day zero. But I mean, one of the best ways to do so is probably just this video. Like at the start of this series, like I said, I had no experience in making videos, speaking publicly, which I guess this is, or editing. And now if you watch this, there's very few cuts. I've essentially just done this straight off the bat with no notes. I'm just talking. So to think that like 100 days ago, I could barely speak publicly at all. It's been an incredible transformation. And I welcome you to go back through and look at the 100 days. I recorded them all. It's in a folder here on YouTube called the Non-Stop Nomad series, and you'll be able to see the whole sort of journey from the 100 days. It's been incredible. So I'll leave it here for now, and I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. Peace.